Hi, and welcome to this overview of the American Board's online teacher certification program for the state of Pennsylvania. This is the exact same presentation that you would hear if you attended one of our local information events. So I'm just going to walk through how the program works in the state of Pennsylvania and how you might become a certified teacher without going into debt or quitting your job. So let's get started. Let's start with who we are and how we came to be. The American Board is actually a nonprofit that was launched in 2001 by the U.S. Department of Education. We were created to be an alternative route to teacher licensure and teacher certification in states that really had a critical need for teachers. Obviously, since 2001, most states now have a critical need for teachers. What we were created to do was help specifically career changers become teachers, people who have a bachelor's degree, but it was in something not education related, and now they want to become teachers, but maybe they can't afford to or don't have the time to go back to school and get a master's or go back for several years to get certified to teach. So we were created to help those people who want to transition from a different career into education. That in turn helps local communities train up and recruit teachers from within the community itself who have been working in different fields and could bring that expertise into the classroom. So let me get into how it works a little bit, how our program works specifically, and then I'll get into how it works for the state of Pennsylvania. Our program was designed to be very simple and straightforward. If you have a bachelor's degree in any field and you can pass a standard background check, that's all you need to enroll. And we do have open enrollment, so you can enroll any day of the year. Now, to clarify pretty quick, your bachelor's degree does not have to relate to the subject area you want to teach. If your bachelor's degree was in English and you want to teach science, you're welcome to try to pass our subject area exam and you could get certified to teach in science. All that matters for the purposes of our program is that you can prove competency in the subject area. Now, once you're enrolled in our program, what you actually do, what our program consists of, is taking and passing 2 certification exams, a subject area exam and our professional teacher knowledge exam, or what we call the PTK, and that's the pedagogy exam. That is how to teach. So you study for and take these 2 certification exams to earn our teacher certification, which then allows you to operate as a teacher, or you're certified to teach in the state of Pennsylvania. Once you're doing our program, you have 12 months from the date that you enroll to complete our certification. So the average amount of time candidates in our program spend to take and pass the exams is 7 to 10 months. We have had people take and pass the exams in less time than that. It really just depends on how familiar you are with the subject matter and how quickly you can study for the exams. That's with an average study time per week of anywhere from 5 to 8 hours spent studying every week. So once you're ready to take the exams, you sign up at your local Pearson VUE testing center, and that's where you would go to take the exams themselves. Now here's where we get a little bit into what Pennsylvania requires. In addition to our program, once you've taken and passed our certification exams, you go to the Pennsylvania DOE, the Department of Education, and you get a 1-year initial teaching license. Now, this is a temporary license. Our certification, I'll be quick to say, is for life. You have our certification for the rest of your life, and we do have reciprocity in any other state where we operate. So if you get your certification in Pennsylvania and then you move to Missouri, your certification is accepted there. Now, while you're on the temporary license in Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania Department of Education requires that you do a few other things at that point, namely taking 2 online courses through Point Park University and completing a 12-week mentorship during your first year, also through Point Park University. So a member of Point Park University would come to your classroom, observe you, give you feedback. That's the mentorship component. I want to be very transparent. There is an additional fee for the Point Park portion that is required by the Pennsylvania DOE, so you want to look into Point Park University. They've got a web page for how their program works with our program, and you want to take a look and make sure you understand the full scope of what you have to do through Point Park in order to have your certification be recognized by the DOE. Now, after you finish your first year of teaching and you've finished your Point Park University component, the mentorship and the 2 online courses, you upgrade your license from a temporary to what they call a Level 1 Instructional and Educational Specialist license. From that point, you're fully certified in the eyes of Pennsylvania, and then you just renew whatever the time frame is for your area, renew your full-time permit every few years based on state and local requirements. So let's get into what subject areas we offer in Pennsylvania. So these are the subject areas that the Pennsylvania DOE has authorized us to offer per their critical needs. So we don't do, for example, PE, and we don't do special education. These are the areas that Pennsylvania says are the most in need. And they're all high school, a little bit into middle school, but 7th through 12th grade. Biology, chemistry, English, general science, math, and physics. Now, you'll notice there's an asterisk next to biology, English, and math. That's because while each of these subject areas we offer a standard plan for, the biology, English, and math we offer a premium plan. What the premium plan does is it offers a few additional resources for you to use while you're studying. Extra quiz banks, some extra resource materials, things like that. Now, you're welcome to purchase the premium plan. There is a slight upcharge for that if you want to do the premium plan. However, our study materials and our tests were designed to work with the standard plan. So, for example, there's nothing in the biology premium plan that you would need to pass that's not also in the standard plan. Our standard plan was designed to be sufficient to prepare you for our exams. So if you want to do the premium plan, you're of course welcome to, but it's not required, and it's everything you need should be in the standard plan. Let's get into what we actually provide you with, resources from our program. All of our study materials are online, so when you enroll, you get access to those study materials, the practice quizzes and practice exams. Again, online. We don't send you anything in the mail. If you want to print the study materials out, you can. We just don't send you anything. So quizzes, exams, study materials, everything that you practice with and study with is online. Now, what you purchase when you purchase the program is all the study materials and your first attempt at each exam. So here's what I mean by that. You get 3 attempts at each exam. Only the first one is included in the cost of the program. If you take and pass both certification exams on the first try, there are no additional fees. If you take and pass one exam but don't pass the other, you'll have to pay a $195 retake fee for a second attempt at that exam. We allow up to 3 attempts at each exam and no more. Now, having said that, the vast majority of our candidates do pass on the first or second attempt. Almost nobody needs a third attempt at the exams. So something to consider as you're looking at our program, that initial testing fee is included in the cost. If you need an additional attempt, there will be a fee, but that's the only time there would be more to be paid after the initial enrollment costs. I'll be quick to say though, check again with Point Park University and make sure you understand what their costs are as well. So moving on, we get this question a lot. What about student teaching? How can you train someone to be a teacher without having student teaching? And this goes back to, the answer to this goes back to why we were created. We were created for career changers who have years of experience in a different field. So student teaching is not required for our program. That's the short answer. And it's not required because at the time, experts who created the program thought that student teaching is not as crucial to people who have been working in a different field as it is to someone who's 20 or 21, just finishing an undergraduate and who's never had a full-time job in a professional field. So the Point Park University mentorship component helps to fulfill the student teacher requirement that would normally exist in a program like ours, but because we're designed for career changers, it's not a part of our program. Now, having said that, we highly recommend that you substitute teach prior to finishing your certification. And there's 2 major reasons that we push this. It's a great way to figure out what age group you want to work with, and it's a great way to figure out what subject area you want to teach. And here's what I mean by that. Some people may think that they want to teach, let's say, chemistry. Maybe in your area, though, chemistry is ninth grade and you discover you really would rather be teaching 10th or 11th. Or maybe you think you want to teach physics, but physics is 12th grade and you'd really like to teach ninth. It's important to figure that out before you complete your certification with us so that you don't get in the classroom and discover that you're in a bad fit for you. Likewise, if you discover in terms of age range that you really don't want to work with ninth graders, you really want to work with 11th, or vice versa, it's good to figure that out so you can select a subject area appropriate to the age you want to work with. So all that to say, if you have the opportunity to substitute teach, highly, highly recommend it. It's a great way to get a good idea of what you're looking at in your first year of teaching. So let's move on to pricing. How much does our program cost? So the entire program, the full cost is $2,862. Now we break that down. We have two payment options for you. We have an installment plan where we break it down to 9 payments of $298 per month. You pay that out over the course of your year in the program. And then we have a one-time payment option. It ranges anywhere from $1,900 to $2,200. That is a discount if you can do the one-time payment. Now, really quickly, two things I want to point out here. One, if you do the installment plan option, you can't enroll online. You have to submit the application to us and we have to put the paperwork, we have to process it in our system. If you do the one-time payment, you can do it online and you can enroll at any time. You don't have to be on the phone with us. You don't have to send us anything. So something to consider as you're looking at when and how you'd like to enroll. Now, again, we do have open enrollment, so you can enroll any day of the year. Just if you're doing it with an installment plan, you have to do it over the phone with us. So really quickly, I want to go back over why people would choose the American Board as a path to teacher certification. We're a fully online, self-paced, self-study program, and we were designed that way to be flexible so that you can study wherever and whenever you need to. This was designed to work around your schedule. You don't have to attend classes or go with the speed of an instructor. You don't have to quit your full-time job to earn certification. You can continue working full-time, study on the nights and weekends, and earn your certification and go straight into the classroom. We were designed to be more flexible. We were designed to be more affordable. And lastly, we are state approved. So Pennsylvania recognizes us as well as currently 12 other states. And we are looking to expand into more states every year. So those are just a few reasons why you'd want to consider the American Board as an option to earn teacher certification instead of going back to school and getting a master's, which typically can cost you anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 and takes anywhere from 2 to 3 years to complete. So we're coming to the end of what would be our standard presentation on how our program operates in the state of Pennsylvania. So one thing I wanted to offer before we finish is everyone who is interested in our program can sign up for a free 7-day trial of the program. So here's what that means. You can sign up and you get 7 days to access the entire program. You can look at all subject areas, all study materials, all practice quizzes, and all practice exams. It's a great way to get a feel for if this program is the good fit for you. Now, when you sign up for the free trial, you can see on your screen that the button is at the top right-hand corner of our homepage. Go to our webpage, AMERICANBOARD.org, click on free trial at the top right, and you can sign up for a free trial and take a look at our materials. There's no credit card, there's no obligation. At the end of the 7 days, if you don't want to do our program, your free trial simply expires. There's nothing you need to do. So something to consider if you're looking at our program. I highly recommend the free trial. It's a great way to assess whether or not this is a good step for you. And lastly, if you were attending a free information event in our area, this is the point where the instructor or the presenter would offer to answer questions that you have about your specific situation. Since we can't do that here, what I'm giving you now is the phone number and the contact information for our enrollment team and our enrollment specialists. If you have any questions about your specific situation and how the program might or might not work for you, you can reach out to us via phone or email. We're happy to answer any questions that you have. You can also visit the website, AMERICANBOARD.org, and go to our Pennsylvania page for more information on how the program works in Pennsylvania. If you have any questions, we're happy to hear from you, and I hope you decide to become a teacher. And thank you very much for watching.